I'm Insomniac, and this is Kansas City Dark from the Roasterie. Okay, so first of all, big shout out to John for sending this in. He actually sent in the other coffees from the Roasterie that you saw me review fairly recently on this channel. This one is from the Dark line, Kansas City Dark. It says on here, notes of dark cherry and tobacco, creamy velvety body, heavy and smooth. We'll see about all that. And roast level is dark, dark, dark.
It's so dark.
Really?
Quick close-up of the bag for you.
Kill me now!
And a quick close-up of the beans. Out of the bag, the coffee kind of smells like fudge rounds. The actual snack, I think Little Debbie's or something made those. Fudge rounds, haven't had one of those in years. They were good though. Anyway, that's what this smells like. Then you have a plant-like sweetness and a little bit of that tobacco that they call a flavor on the front. You actually definitely get as an aroma. Yeah, so smells pretty good. Let us grind some of this up. We are going to brew it in the French press, and we will see what it smells and tastes like in liquid form.
You lose!
Okay, so we brewed up some of this Kansas City Dark with the French press. Let's see what it smells like. Smells a lot like warm chocolate pudding.
Grandma loves chocolate pudding! I love it!
If you've ever had like that Cozy Shack chocolate pudding, it smells like that. And chocolate milk, kind of like Nesquik chocolate milk. If you were to take those two things and mix them up in a bowl and put them in the microwave, don't do that. But if you were to do that, that's what this smells like. And other than your kind of standard coffee earthiness that you would get from coffee, it really doesn't smell like anything else. All right, let's see what it tastes like. First flavor for sure is a rich salted earth. Yeah, the after note is actually quite a bit more salty than I thought it would be. And this isn't the first time I've had it, so this is confirming the experience that I had last time that I thought was kind of strange. It's not salty to the point where you think somebody literally dumped salt into the coffee, but you definitely have an interesting salty after note. You also definitely do get the tobacco flavor that they talk about here on the front of the bag. I've seen that mentioned on quite a few coffee bags before, but obviously, if you don't know this, I also have a cigar review channel called Should I Smoke This?
Should I smoke this?
That's been around for like 8 or 9 years now. I have a lot more experience actually with cigars than coffee. I know what tobacco tastes like. You rarely actually get a tobacco note in most of the coffees that I've reviewed so far. You do get a slightly sweet tobacco in this coffee. Then there's one more flavor in there that's actually very interesting, and it really works well with that little bit of saltiness that you get, and that's sunflower seed. And the reason why I say that works really well with that little bit of saltiness is because, well, obviously, if you've ever had sunflower seeds before, usually you get them in them little packets, and the shells are nice and salty. So the combination of the bit of saltiness that you get, especially towards the finish, and the sunflower seed flavor together kind of remind you of a bag of sunflower seeds. It's definitely really big and bold, yet at the same time there is no bitterness whatsoever. It's a fairly simple coffee, really not very complex. The few flavors and aromas that I described are really it. And one nice thing for how dark and bold and kind of simple it is that you have a medium finish overall. You have that medium, slightly salty finish, and that's it. It lasts a little bit after the sip, but it starts to dissipate. Again, no bitterness, nothing unpleasant that's kind of left on the palate after you take a sip. So for as dark and bold as it is, it's really pretty easy to drink. And it's for that reason that on a scale from 1 to 10 Mike Tysons, I'd actually give this a 7. Usually the flavors and aromas are what count mostly towards my out of 10 score. The flavors and aromas here are okay, but for a dark roast, you get the big, bold dark roast experience here, and at the same time, very easy to drink, not your typical kind of giant, coat the palate, sometimes overbearing dark roast experience that you get. So it's actually pretty well done. So yeah, that's what I'd give it. Another big shout out to John. Thank you very much for sending this in. Definitely some interesting coffees over there at the Roasterie. If you've had this coffee before, definitely leave a comment down below. Let everybody else know what you thought of it. And I will be back soon with, yeah, there's a bunch of coffees piling up. So quite a few new coffee reviews coming up soon. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell thing, you know, all that stuff you always hear YouTubers saying. I'll see you soon.
Hadouken!